Hey everyone, so welcome to my vlog. In today's video I am actually taking my babies and we are going to see the Aquarium Paradise in Bangalore, which has been a hype on Instagram and everywhere. So let's go ahead and join me on this little adventure and let's see whether it's worth it, because I've heard mixed reviews about this place, whether it's good or not, I'm not sure. So I'm going to find out by myself. So this is us, and yeah, join me on this. I'll see you soon. We left home at around 2 p.m. and the destination was about 35 to 40 minutes away from us, but it took a long while before we could actually enter into Aquarium Paradise. First we had to pick my sister up. She stayed about 10 to 15 minutes away from our home, so we had to pick her up before going, and once we did that we were en route to Aquarium Paradise, and all the way we were excited about showing my little girl the mermaids over there. So I will tell you all about this experience in this video, so do stay tuned. So when we arrived at the Aquarium Paradise, which is near Fun World, we looked for parking, but unfortunately the campus parking was full, so we had to try and find parking on the road, by the road, and after 2 to 2.5 hours is when we found a parking spot, and then we had to walk all the way from the parking spot to Aquarium Paradise, and here it was. But the thing about this place is, since it was a weekend, it was a Saturday, it was supremely crowded and there was absolutely no space to even breathe free, I would say. It was really packed with people, and if you guys are visiting, I would suggest and highly recommend that you come during a weekday, or perhaps wait for a couple more months or a couple more weeks for the traffic to die down here, and then you can visit with your family and friends, and especially if you have little ones, because my little one became a little jittery and a little nervous and anxious in this crowd. She was very restless and made it difficult for us overall. Another thing about this place was, when we reached at the ticket counter, we saw the crowd around the ticket counter, and the queue was super long, which is why we ended up booking it. Standing in the queue, we ended up booking it online, and that's how we were able to enter a little faster. So the prices for booking the tickets online are a little more than the prices in the place when you directly book at the counter itself. So as soon as we entered inside, this is what we saw, and the fact that it was so crowded, like as soon as people entered, they all started crowding up around the aquarium itself, and that did not give us much room to see anything. So overall, in our experience, I wouldn't say that whatever we saw was not worth the price that we paid for, the ticket price that we paid, because all that we got to see mostly were the backs of people, and it was only a few glimpses of things here and there is when we got to see the different kinds of fish that they had in this place. The setup and the place itself was amazing. It was very beautiful, but unfortunately there was no system in place for where people could just view and walk by. Rather, everywhere we went, there were already crowds and people clicking up like hundreds of photographs. Didn't give everyone a chance to see the place as it was. So we missed a lot of spots to see actually, and neither did my little one get to see a lot of fish. And the funny part was, the place where there was goldfish was actually empty, because I don't think anyone was interested to see goldfish. Rather, every other place that had a little exotic fish, kind of like the jellyfish and things like that, was crowded. So this was a little view of what we got in over there, and some places were very dimly lit, where there were designs and a bit of interiors and things done on walls. There was a interior done with a dragon, but it was very poorly lit there, so we couldn't get much view of the place. So I would suggest, guys, that when you visit here, please do come when the traffic dies down after a couple of months, is my best suggestion. Otherwise, right now you wouldn't be getting the view of the amount that you pay for your ticket. And do not visit on weekends. Even if you plan to come on a weekend, make sure you come early in the day, because the crowd sets in from mostly mid-afternoon to the evening, and this place is only till 7 p.m. is what I heard. and I would suggest come in the mornings or just wait for some time before you could visit this place. So even the mermaid show, the tunnel, unfortunately I did not, I even though I recorded a video of it, for some reason it did not get recorded, but then that's fine. We thought we could get to see the mermaid, which was why we came here, but then I think the mermaid show did not happen at all for us. It mentions that it is complimentary right at the ticket counter itself, but I think that is the reason why many of us like literally crowd up to this place to get to see the mermaids over there, even though we know they are not real mermaids. I had to just convince my little one that this was the mermaid that we saw, and this was the mermaid that they were talking about the whole while. She was so excited to see the mermaid, but unfortunately we did not get a mermaid show at all. We did not see any mermaids in the place, and it is as per their timings. They do not mention what are the timings of the mermaid show or anything. It's just that it mentions that it's complimentary. So you may, if you visit this place, you may get to see the mermaid, or most likely not, you may not get to see the mermaid at all, because I think it's a very brief session that happens, which I think the timing is what they have chosen according to them, and is not made public yet. Like we don't know whether mermaids are going to come for our show or not. So that was the sad part about it, and my little one did not get to see the mermaid at all. The worst thing was the crowd that came in. We did not enjoy much of this, and especially the amount of time we spent in traffic, which was about 2 hours to find a parking spot, and then coming in here with difficulty and not being able to see much was absolutely disappointing. I wish the management comes up with a certain systemic way of viewing this beauty in this place, which it definitely is supremely beautiful. It is very, very beautiful, the way they set it up. So once all of that was done, by the time we came out, it took almost an hour, I guess. There was absolutely nothing to eat within that place except for some ice cream, but then we couldn't have ice cream, so we stopped at a local supermarket on the way and just had juice. And yeah, this was it. We couldn't even click pictures, and these were the only 2 pictures that we got. So I'll see you in my next video. Until then, take care guys. Bye bye.